Ethan stood between me and the door. "You think you can just replace me?" he snapped. "You think he actually cares?" "Open the door," I said, backing away. He stepped closer. "I'm not losing you to him." Before I could react, he grabbed my face and tried to force a kiss. I shoved him hard. "Stop!" He grabbed my wrist. And then the door exploded open. Travis. His eyes went dark in a way I'd never seen before. He pulled Ethan off me and punched him. Once. Twice. Chaos erupted. Friends shouting. Furniture crashing. "Don't touch her," Travis roared. He hit Ethan again before someone dragged them apart. Ethan staggered, blood on his lip. But Travis didn't look victorious. He looked devastated. He turned to me, eyes full of hurt. "I trusted this," he said quietly. Then he walked out. The cold air hit my lungs as I ran after him. "Travis, wait!" He stopped at the edge of the driveway, shoulders tense, fists still clenched from the fight. When he turned around, his eyes were stormy, hurt layered over anger. "I didn't do anything," I said breathlessly. "He locked me in. I swear to you I didn't want that." His jaw tightened. "Seeing him touch you." "I pushed him away," I said quickly. "I was scared. And then you came in." Silence stretched between us. The muffled bass from the party thumped behind the walls, but out here it felt like the world had narrowed to just the two of us. "I thought I lost you in there," he admitted quietly. For a second I thought, I was too late. The vulnerability in his voice cracked something open in my chest. "You didn't lose me," I whispered. "You won't lose me." I stepped closer. My hands were shaking, but I reached for his anyway, threading my fingers through his. His grip tightened instantly, like he'd been afraid to touch me and was relieved when I touched him first. "That was Sandy," I said softly. "Or at least, it feels like her. She's been circling you for weeks. Ethan's jealous. This wasn't random." He frowned. "Why would she? She's my sister." The words hung in the air. His expression shifted from confusion to disbelief. "Your sister? The one who's been flirting with me this whole time?" I nodded. Shame burned in my throat. "She takes things from me. She always has. And I think she tried to take you too." His face darkened, but when he looked back at me, the anger softened into something protective. "You think I'd ever let her?" he asked quietly. I swallowed. "No. But I was scared you'd believe what you saw in there, more than what you know about me." He lifted a hand to my cheek, his thumb brushing away a tear I hadn't realized had fallen. "I know you," he said, "and I'm not walking away because of someone else's mess." The relief that flooded me was overwhelming. My breath hitched. I leaned into his touch without thinking, my forehead resting against his. For a moment, neither of us moved. The tension of the night hummed between us, fear, anger, adrenaline, slowly melting into something warmer. His voice dropped to a whisper. I was terrified. So was I admitted. Our eyes met, and then he kissed me. It wasn't rushed or sloppy. It was careful, like he was asking a question and answering it at the same time. His lips were warm and steady against mine, grounding me after the chaos. My fingers curled into the fabric of his jacket, anchoring myself to him. The world faded. The party, the noise, the jealousy, the years of feeling second best. There was only this moment, this certainty. When we finally pulled apart, we were both breathless. He rested his forehead against mine, a small, shaky laugh escaping him. "Okay," he murmured. "Now I know you're really here." I smiled, my heart racing. "I'm here." And in his arms, under the dim streetlight, I felt something I'd never felt before. Safe. The next few days at school were tense. Ethan was suspended. Rumors spread fast, twisted versions of the truth. But Travis stayed beside me through all of it. He didn't make grand speeches. He just showed up, sat with me, walked me to class. His presence was quiet armor. One Friday afternoon, he asked, "Want to get out of here after school?" I nodded. We drove farther than I expected, past neighborhoods I didn't recognize, until we stopped in front of a massive iron gate. It slid open automatically. I stared. Travis? Where are we? My house, he said simply. The driveway curved toward a sprawling modern mansion. My breath caught. Inside, everything was glass and sunlight and polished marble. A woman greeted him warmly, hugging him before smiling at me. You must be Maria, she said. I've heard a lot about you. Later, sitting on a balcony overlooking the city, I finally whispered, You're rich. He laughed softly. Yeah, my family owns a tech company. I don't talk about it at school. People act weird when they know. You didn't tell me? I wanted you to know me first, he said. Not this. I looked at him, really looked at him. The boy who brought me coffee, who noticed my nervous habits, who burst through a locked door without hesitation. None of that had changed. I like the version of you that sits in cafes and steals my fries, I said. He smiled. Good, that's the only version that matters. That night, I went home feeling lighter than I had in years. But the house was too quiet. My parents were in the living room, voices low and urgent. The attic door was slightly open. Something pulled me upstairs. Dust floated in the air as I stepped into the attic. Boxes lined the walls, old memories stacked and forgotten. One small locked box sat in the corner. My heart pounded as I pried it open with trembling hands. Papers, a hospital bracelet, adoption documents, my name and another name beneath it. Replacement placement approved. The words blurred. My knees hit the floor. Every childhood memory rearranged itself in an instant. The distance I'd always felt, the comparisons, the constant sense of being extra. Footsteps creaked behind me. My parents stood in the doorway, faces pale. You weren't supposed to find out like this, my mother whispered. Find out what? My voice cracked. That I was a replacement? My father's shoulders sagged. We lost a child before you. We were drowning in grief. When we adopted you, we thought love would erase the pain, but we were scared to tell you. We kept waiting for the right time. And in the meantime, I said bitterly, I spent my life competing for love I thought I had to earn. Tears streamed down my mother's face. We were wrong, so wrong. We see that now. We see how we hurt you, how we let comparisons with Sandy grow instead of protecting you from them. For the first time, they weren't dismissing my feelings. They weren't minimizing my pain. They were owning it. My father knelt in front of me. You are not a replacement. You are our daughter. We should have told you the truth and loved you loudly enough that you never doubted it. We are so sorry. The anger inside me trembled, then softened, not gone, but shifting. I needed you to see me, I whispered. We do, my mother said. We always did. We just failed to show it. Please, let us try to fix this. It wasn't a perfect moment. Healing rarely is. But it was honest, and honesty felt like the first solid ground I'd stood on in years. In the weeks that followed, things changed. Sandy tried to maintain her usual sharp edges, but the party fallout had cracked her image. Travis kept his distance from her, polite, cold, unmovable. When she attempted one last cutting remark in the hallway, he simply said, You don't get to treat her like that anymore, and walked away with me. And somehow, that was louder than any argument. At home, my parents made space for conversations we'd avoided for years. We talked about the adoption, about grief, about favoritism, about the damage we'd all carried in silence. Apologies didn't erase the past, but they built a bridge towards something better. One evening, Travis took me back to the cafe where we'd first really talked. The same table, the same soft hum of conversation around us. You've been smiling more, he observed. I feel seen, I admitted. Not just by you, by them, by myself. He reached across the table, threading his fingers through mine. That was always there. You just needed the world to catch up. I laughed softly. You sound very sure of that. I am, he said. Because I watched you fight for your place in a room that should have welcomed you from the start. And you still came out kind. That's strength, Maria. Warmth spread through my chest, steady, real. Not the desperate hunger for validation I'd chased my whole life. Something calmer. Earned. As I stepped forward to receive my diploma, a realization settled over me. I was no longer chasing shadows. I wasn't competing for scraps of attention or fighting to prove I deserved space. I had carved my own place through heartbreak, truth, and the courage to demand to be seen. After the ceremony, Travis pulled me into a hug. "You did it," he murmured. "We did it," I corrected. He smiled. "This is just the beginning." And for the first time, the future didn't feel like a battlefield. It felt like an open road. I looked at my family, at the boy who chose me without hesitation, at the life unfolding in front of me. I wasn't a replacement. I wasn't invisible. I was Maria Winchester, author of my story, rising from the shadows and stepping fully into the light. And this time, when the world looked at me,
top floor view in the world below. Streetlights flicker like embers glow.